Hello everybody, thank you very much for clicking on this video. So I decided to do a quick comparison between free lap docks and a Galaxy Tab S6 for your portable deck setup. If you will start looking online which device you need to buy for your portable deck setup, there is a lot of suggestions to get yourself a portable touchscreen monitor with built-in battery where you can connect your phone into it and then it becomes DeX, or get yourself a lap dock. Primarily, the most mentioned lap docks are HP Elite X3 and NextDock2. I just took the Super Sentio book into this account just to have a quick demonstrating if you want something very cheap, but it just I will show you basically all the connections, etc., and what I think actually about the Sentio. And I am including the Galaxy Tab S6 because yes, it's Galaxy tablet, it's not a lap dock, but it does have Samsung DeX built in, and if obviously with extra price you will get this trackpad keyboard cover, which in some way still makes the portable DeX. So NextDock2, HP Elite X3, Sentio Superbook, and Galaxy Tab S6. So let's start. I will start from probably the worst out all of them is Sentio Superbook. Sentio Superbook, to be honest, I'm not sure about the history of this. I just know it was created by the company Sentio. I think it's Sentio, and they have an Android app on the Google Play Store where you install the Android app on your phone, and when you connect via USB-C cable up here, it triggers the Sentio launcher, and this becomes your like a portable let's say portable computer, similar to Samsung DeX. Obviously you can get Samsung DeX work on this, but if I remember correctly from my previous videos, it is a bit of a pain to actually get that working on. So let me just move everything away. Let's move it away and let's have a quick look at the Sentio Superbook. I hope you can hear just by quickly and gently flexing it. It moves like hell. So all the parts moving, and the screen flexes a lot. The bottom bit, it does flexes a lot, and it makes a lot of squeaky noise when I'm trying to press. All this feels very plasticky. It's actually, I think it's all plastic. Opening and closing the lid, it is, so I'm trying to basically open the lid just by holding the top bit, and as you can see, it is not, don't want to do that, and I'm a bit rough for this device because, to be honest, I am not going to use, I don't think I'm going to use this anymore, so I can basically stress test this device a bit more. The ports for connections, on the right hand side you have nothing, and on the other side, on the left hand side, you have the charger cable for charging. It comes with their charging power brick, so you can't just plug in like USB type B or USB type C or anything like this to charge it. You need their own charging wall socket, and if you damage the charging wall socket, obviously you can charge it with, maybe you can get an adapter or something, but you probably end up looking for the same make and model to get yourself a charging. USB type A 2.0 and USB type C plug connection to connect your phone. And if I remember correctly, it's, well, the connections, hold on, I'm trying to find the USB type C cable. The connections actually, it is a bit the, hold on, here we go, got it. So actually I'm gonna try to see if it's actually got any power. If it doesn't, I'm not gonna even bother to charge it. But to be honest, between all these four, this is the, if you have no other option, this is probably the best. You can get this for around, I've done a bit of checking online, you can get for about 80 to 100 pounds on the eBay here in UK. Right, quick rundown on spec. Basically, the screen apparently 768 pixels, 768p resolution, so it's not a 1080p, it's not HD. 11.6 inch size monitor, but as you can see, it's got the bezels around it, and to be honest, they look horrible. weighs 900 grams. This device weighs 900 grams. And what else? 8 plus battery life, 8 plus hours battery life, which I don't think is actually right. I do believe this might be a false spec, because I don't see, or maybe, but I don't know. I decided to show you this as a probably the cheapest option for you to go and get yourself the laptop. So that's it. Sentio Superbook. If you want to go, obviously it's on eBay. Like I said, it's around 80 pounds. But I mean, it is cheap. It feels like one of these devices that you will buy for your kid, because then if he damages or etc., it's not like you just broke the bank. Come on, it's all that trackpad. Trackpad feels very plasticky. I mean, and anyway, it's the cheapest and probably the most budget version for you to get yourself the laptop. Okay, let's go and start with the big boys. So Galaxy Tab S6, NextDock2, and HP Elite X3. Right. Obviously these two are laptops, and I'm including the Galaxy Tab S6 just because, like I said, it's got the DeX built in, and with extra price, extra payment, you get the yourself keyboard and the keyboard cover with the trackpad, etc. By far, from my own experience, from my own use, etc., this is probably the best DeX, portable DeX setup for my use, because it's everything what I need in one device. I do have an Android tablet for consuming media, and I have DeX, and I can remotely log into Windows machines, to a service, etc., all from this device, and it's great. But obviously, if you have already a Galaxy phone, you don't really probably want to go and spend more money on the Galaxy or on Android tablet with the DeX, so you would go probably with one of the laptops. So here you go, two laptops. NextDock2 and HP Elite X3. Size comparison, as you can see, HP laptop is slightly smaller, just by let's say inch and a half on this side. It's about an inch here, and on the quick checking that what I've done, quick comparison between all these three devices. So NextDock2 has 13.3 inches monitor display. So 13.3 inches display. Looks amazing, but one thing, does have very wide bezels. So if you don't like basically wide bezels, this might be not an option for you, but still it's a very good laptop, and it does the job quite well, and it feels like proper laptop. And when you connect your phone, everything is amazing. Between the HP Elite X3 and NextDock2, this is a better laptop straight away. That's what I can say straight away out of the bat. So 13.3 inches or 12.5 inches display. And let's have a quick flex test. So in case if you're wondering, so I'm trying quite hard actually to flex the screen. Obviously on the HP, as you can see, it flexes a lot. On the NextDock2, it feels solid because obviously of this metal backing, and it feels solid. On the keyboard side, obviously again, the HP flexes quite a lot, and the NextDock2 doesn't, because obviously again it's a metal back, and it feels like it's built to survive, where HP one feels that it's more like a statement to show off to everyone else, where NextDock2 is built to get things done, and HP one, like I said, is more like a fashion statement instead of more like a rigid and a heavy duty laptop. So screen is mentioned. Battery life. The NextDock2 has 6,800 milliamps battery life, where HP Elite, I can't find anywhere how many milliamps it has. But one thing I can tell you for comparison, the HP Elite has 46.5 watt hours, where the NextDock2 has 51 watt hours of the battery. So I'm not an electrician, but I would say the bigger number is better. 51 against 46.5. So let's say the NextDock2 is bigger. And for comparison, the Galaxy Tab S6 battery is 7040 milliamps. So its battery is much bigger than NextDock2. So again, if you don't have any Android device with the DeX and you're probably still using the shit iPhone, and you're looking for yourself to get the, let's say the PC replacement, obviously you can get yourself a Galaxy phone with DeX, or maybe get yourself a Galaxy Tab S4, S5e, or S6. I do have S6. It's faster. I used Galaxy Tab S4, but S6 actually is miles better than S4 for my personal use. Okay, so pricing. As I mentioned, Sentio Superbook is around 80 to 100 British pounds here in UK on eBay, where NextDock2 will cost you $250-ish plus shipping. So let's say if you're buying this from UK and you want to get this shipped to you, so it is around $300. That is what, like 250 or something pounds just to get this to your door here in UK. So it's around $300. Obviously convert into your currency in your country, where HP Elite laptop online on eBay found that people selling starting from 150 all the way to 450 British pounds. So 150 pounds all the way to 450 pounds. And this one settled price. If you're buying new from NextDock company, obviously you can try to get yourself a second hand from eBay and other websites, where HP obviously it's discontinued product, but people selling this, still selling these on eBay, so and it's second hand, so the price can vary between 150 to 450. Obviously you might find even cheaper the HP laptop than Sentio Superbook, because possibly the person who's selling HP laptop, he don't really know what kind of device this is, and they think that this is just a dead laptop PowerShell instead of being a portable laptop for smartphones that's compatible with the Samsung DeX or EMUI, I think that's called, the Huawei desktop experience. Screen resolutions, NextDock2 will output DeX at 1920 by 1080, where HP will do the same, 1920 by 1080, where the Galaxy Tab S6 screen resolution is 2560 by 1600, and when you go into DeX, that's the resolution you will get, 2560 by 1600, and the resolution will be locked at full HD. And you can change it, but when you connect this, like if I connect my tablet Galaxy Tab S6 to my ultrawide monitor, I will get a maximum of 3440 by 1440p resolution. So, and if I connect my Galaxy phone to NextDock2, I'll get 1080p. If I'll connect this to HP laptop, I will get 1080p as well. Next thing, let's have a quick look. Am I mentioned everything? Right, yes, chargings. Oh, actually, that's going to be under all the ports. I'm just quickly checking what else. Oh yeah, weight. Obviously, because you want the portability and you want to make sure that device is light. So comparison between these three, the Galaxy Tab S6 weighs around 420 grams, plus another 200 or so grams to accommodate their keyboard cover. So it's around 700 to 800 grams. All this is less than a kilo. This is less than a kilo for you to move around. Basically, it's not heavy and it's gonna get the job done. HP Elite one weighs 1 kilo dead, and it's lighter. Obviously, Galaxy Tab S6 much light. I would say this is a kilo, so this feels more like 800, I would say, grams. And the NextDock2, 1.42, so 1420 grams, so 1.4 kilograms is the heaviest of them all, and it feels more like a laptop, less than a lapdog, but it's brilliant. It's great. And like I said, build quality, obviously Galaxy Tab S6, all sorts of the things in here, glass, plastic, metal, and etc. Where HP one is more everything plasticky, and NextDock2 is more everything metal. I would say if by accident you will drop one of these items on the concrete, I would say if I'll drop by Galaxy Tab S6, it's probably going to be the last drop. If it's going to land somewhere, especially with this case, it's going to land somewhere on the side or etc. and the screen definitely will get shattered. HP Elite one, if I'll drop it, I think it will survive maybe 1 or 2 drops. Where NextDock2 feels that it's going to survive more than a couple of accidental drops, because it's all metal and it feels that it's built to last. So I think it's gonna survive even a nuclear war. So I do believe that really this will survive more drops. Than obviously I'm not gonna go right now and start throwing these things on the floor, but I feel that NextDock2 will definitely survive the drop. So quick check on my list: screen, resolution, weight. Okay, now ports, all the ports you will get with this device. So okay, let's get this one. One port, nothing else to mention. One port on Galaxy Tab S6 is USB Type-C port here for charging, so I can plug in a USB hub, USB-C hub, charge it, and obviously attach the dongles, etc. So one hub, one connection, and nothing else. No headphone jack, nothing. Just one connection. You plug in a SD card and a SIM card slot, power volume up, and the power wake up sleep button, and pretty much that's it. One connection, and this connection does everything. Where HP and NextDock lap docks, they have more than a couple of connections. So let's start with this. So what you will get on the right hand side on NextDock2, 3.0 USB Type A, headphone jack, and micro SD card reader. I already put it in 16 gigabytes micro SD card, and it's basically my storage. The USB Type A, in my initial unboxing, I mentioned that it can detect my DJI Osmo Action camera. It's only charging. Well, I've done a bit more testing. This detects plugged in gaming controllers, SD card reader, something like this. I plugged in one of these SD card readers. I plugged that in here, and it was working perfectly. So something is wrong with my DJI Osmo camera, or it's just not enough power to supply to the camera to initiate the file transfer. So that's the downside. Where controllers and everything else is obviously working perfectly. So comparison on the sides: USB Type A, headphone jack, SD card reader. Where on the HP laptop you have the power and data transfer, or data transfer and power. You can match them, and a button to check the battery life. So right now, as you can see, 4 LED lights up. So HP Elite one has full battery. I don't have any indication on a NextDock2 what's the battery life. You need to turn it on and connect the device to see the battery life indication. So this is the one side. So let's go to other side. On the other side, I will get on NextDock2 full HDMI output, the power charge, USB Type-C, the USB Type-C for other devices like Raspberry Pi, and the one on the right is for your phone, and you can't match them. So this is a power and nothing else. This is for your phone and nothing else, and this is for other devices, and that's it, nothing else. You can't plug in your phone in either of those and expect getting DeX. You need to plug in into a correct port. Where on the HP Elite one, I have micro HDMI output. This is output, where on the NextDock2 HDMI is input. This is output, so I can plug in, let's say, PS4 HDMI to this device, to NextDock2, and I'll get the picture. Where this one is only output, USB Type-C for your phone, and the power on and off button, and no headphone jack. Oh no, the headphone jack is here. Headphone jack is here, and that's it. The like I said, the sizes, that's what you will get. So it's a bit smaller HP Elite one, smaller, and size is this. So right now, let's check the inside. Let's check inside. So this is what you get, and as a comparison, I'll just gonna grab Galaxy Tab S6. open this up. To be honest, that's all I need just to show you the keyboard size, because that's what we're gonna do. And let me bring the old one, the Sentio Superbook. So the keyboards, obviously, Galaxy Tab S6, Sentio, and the NextDock2. Keyboard feel, I like HP keyboard more than the NextDock2, because this feels more premium, where Sentio one is just plasticky. The Galaxy Tab S6 feels like plastic as well. It feels just like I'm pressing plastic instead of, I mean, it's very weird. And NextDock2 is great. NextDock2 keyboard is great. And as you can see, this is roughly what size you will get. Let's say if I'm gonna start stacking them one to each other, so the keyboard, compare the keyboard sizes between Sentio, between the HP one and the NextDock2. Sentio is pretty much the same as the HP one, and the Galaxy tablet cover is way smaller. Oh, sorry, keyboard is way smaller. So Sentio, you go back on the shelf. HP one, right? These screen sizes, like I said, both of NextDock2 and HP Elite one will output 1080p. And one thing, the NextDock2 has this thick bezel around it, so it's might be a bad thing for some of you, where HP Elite one has very thin bezel, and it feels, when you run DeX, it feels more sharper picture on this than compared to the NextDock2, where the bezel is quite noticeable. One thing, just I would like to let you know, if one of you going and trying to get yourself a HP Elite laptop, make sure you will check the right serial number. Only serial numbers with starting V8 will work with your Galaxy device and output DeX. Other models will not work, at least here in UK. Somewhere the mileage may vary in US, where the Galaxy phones has a different CPU and etc. in the chip, but here in UK only V8 model will work with my Note 9. Other model numbers just don't get DeX picture output. And another thing, your Galaxy phone, if it's updated to Android 10, the trackpad on the HP Elite one is messed up. So just do your research, do your homework before you're going and buying HP Elite one, because it might not work with your phone at all, or if it will work, I don't want you to get disappointed when you will find out that the trackpad is messed up. Whew, okay, right? So I think I covered everything regarding all these devices. HP Elite X3 laptop, NextDock2, obviously old one, the Sentio Superbook, and Galaxy Tab S6. Let's get Galaxy Tab S6 in here. Oops, sorry for sound. And it's up to you which one you want to go for. Me personally, if I don't own any Android device and I wanna replace my PC or Mac with the DeX, and I have an old phone where I'm still happy with my phone, I don't want to upgrade my phone, but I want to replace my PC, I would go with Galaxy Tablet S6. It's everything what you would need from portable device. You have a great screen, you can watch videos, you can browse internet, you have DeX, you have keyboard if you spend extra money. And it's overall, it's a nice feel looking device. It's very great, and the battery life is outstanding. This is still my main DeX device. Even when I'm playing around with the NextDock2, I don't connect my Note 9. I am connecting my Galaxy Tab S6 to NextDock2, because first of all my DeX setup is on this, and this is pretty much like a couple of 6-7 months old DeX setup, so icons, folders and everything else, it just doesn't feel right for me. Where this one, if I don't have the NextDock2 with me, I still can get DeX on here on this display. or I connect to a hub. So if you don't not looking to upgrade your phone, you just want to replace a PC, Galaxy Tab S6 I would say would be a better option. One after that, if you want to get yourself, basically one thing, Sentio, forget about it. It's probably the worst decision you can make if you will go for Sentio. After Galaxy Tab S6, if you will find it very cheap and your phone is compatible with this device and the model number is starting with V8 and you know it's definitely going to work, yes, I'm talking about HP One. If you'll get for very, very cheap, it is a great laptop. It will get things done. Just like I said, make sure you're aware about the trackpad and the model number to get your Galaxy phone working with that. And if you want to get, you have a brilliant phone, you don't want to replace your phone, and you want to get yourself a laptop that works with your phone very well, NextDock2 is your best option. And basically that's it. That's my comparison between all these four. Let's bring this shit Sentio Superbook back. These 4 devices that can make your DeX portable, depending on your setup. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section below if I missed anything. I hoped I covered everything. It's one of these videos that I just recording without preparation, a part of a small spreadsheet where I just wrote down the specs about each device, but I hope I not missed anything. And if I did, please be kind to each other and just mention what I missed in the comment section below for everyone else to see. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next one. Goodbye.